With blood and rage of crimson red, ripped from a corpse so freshly dead, together with our hellish hate, we'll burn you all. That is your fate.
This is Red Lantern Russell from
Tomes of Evil,
and you're listening to Sector 2814, a Green Lantern podcast.
Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to make sure you know all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on all new episodes of Wade's World, Boob Windows and Long Boxes, our Hard R movie reviews, and so much more, all completely uncensored. Access starts for as little as $1 a month, full videos when you pledge $3 a month. Check us out at the link in all of our show notes, or just go straight to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks podcast.
In brightest day,
in blackest nights,
No evil shall escape my sight.
but those who worship evil's might.
beware my power.
Green Lantern's light. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Sector 2814, the Green Lantern podcast. What is this, episode 23? So, 11 weeks until Emerald Twilight, kids. Anyway, I am Phil. Joining me as always, Master of the Core, it is.
I'm Will. Hey, everyone.
And the Master of Plugging It In, it is.
This is Matt. I am plugged in, not acoustic.
The Plug Master.
Go on. Alright, so yes, tonight we'll be doing Green Lantern Mosaic 13, 14, and 15. And as Will and I were just talking about, the new Green Lantern issue came out today. I won't pick it up till tomorrow, but from what I hear, it has kind of something to do with what we get at the end of Green Lantern Mosaic. So they're bringing Black a plot point, kids. Specifically, John Stewart, yes.
So I haven't read ahead to the end of this Mosaic. So.
I was going to say, you might just want to read ahead to the end.
Yeah.
Mosaic
okay.
only goes to 18, so yeah, we're covering up to 15. So yeah, read the last
Gotcha.
3 before you maybe read Green Lantern 4.
I can do that. Thanks for the reminder. I'm always behind when sometimes I'll buy a new book as soon as it comes out and then lose track about when the next one does. So.
Yeah, I think it came out today. Like I said, I'm picking it up tomorrow, so should be it there.
And I just read number 3, so I'll get my number 4 at the end of the month when I get my monthly shipment. But what you just said about no spoilers. I'm gonna avoid spoilers here. That makes sense because if he's there on the other side of the barrier, that means that certain things can happen, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
You know the thing.
Oh, such vagary.
You know, at the end of Mosaic when John Stewart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys read any of the letter columns in these issues?
I didn't read it, but I saw one of them specifically said, we're not dead yet, saying they got
And then the next one says, yes, the news of our demise is out, and they actually peg it at, we have a few, we can wrap up our storylines, and then the next issue he said, hey, 18 is going to be our last issue. But, if you look at the approximate time frames here, Green Lantern Mosaic 15 came out about Green Lantern 45, 44.
Yeah, so I wonder when the writing on the wall was for Emerald Twilight, just because I was flipping through some of the other letter columns, and at the end of 47, they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna give you 60 days before Emerald Twilight starts." They didn't give you any details. They're just like, "Oh, be here in 60." So yeah, between 47 and 48, they took an extra month off. So
okay, I forgot about that.
So I wonder if it was a sudden thing, or I wonder if he was going to be gone regardless, and then they're like, okay, we need a plan. Then they picked up Ron Mars, and it was like, okay, but give me an extra month, okay.
I think that they had, and this is decades old. Okay, at this point, I sort of remember reading an interview or something
Well, and that'll be my other mission, to not only try to get an interview with the current Green Lantern writer, maybe I'll see if I can land us on Mars for when we actually do Emerald Twilight. Hey, can we get the behind the scenes? Yes. We might need backup since Will be sobbing in the corner in the fetal position.
No, honestly, back in the day, I was, it's like, dang it. Okay. Hal's who I wanted to read about. I get it. But then they, completely turned him evil. I was like, but I kept reading. I kept reading. I was like, okay, surely this is going to change. They're going to, and well, it only took 10 years, but they brought Hal back.
Yeah.
And, it's, moving to the latest Green Lantern title, I think spoilers from last month, if you haven't read Green Lantern number 3, on the very last page, Hal makes an appearance, which I thought was really cool. But as much as I love Hal, I really like what the current writer is, Jeff Thorne, is doing with the Green Lantern title. It's interesting, and it's not stuff that we've really seen before.
Well, I think they're kind of getting to they're building up to what they showed in Future State, because at the end of I think Future State, Hal shows up on Oa, I think, and Sojourner's like, "Where were you?" After everything blew up, where were you?
And so I love Hal. He's my favorite Green Lantern, but we've had lots of Hal mainline books since Rebirth, and we had 2 years of freaking Grant Morrison and freaking Lynn Sharp doing Hal Jordan centric stories. So it's really cool to see other parts of the Green Lantern cast being explored and taking center stage.
I said, I get that, but I want my Kal Rayner already. It's been a while. Come on.
It has been longer for you than it has been for us Hal groupies. So but seeing Joe come back from Far Sector, and we had Baz, and it's been a really, really good book. And the art's spectacular.
Amazing.
It's a golden age of, it's an emerald age of Green Lantern right now.
I was going to say, don't say anything resembling yellow. Yes.
That's right.
Okay, it's not DC, but Black Widow comes out this weekend. Who's watching? Well, I'm sure you're watching it, but is anyone Disney Plus? Are you going to the movies? What are you doing?
I'm not going to the movies. I got to work all weekend anyhow, so it would be cool to see the movie eventually, but I'm going to see it in the homestead, I think.
We may wait a while. We've got lots of things going on. I think it'll come out in a few months for on Disney Plus after it's run. So we may just wait till then. I don't know. If everybody just goes gaga over it, and I try to avoid, and I can't avoid spoilers, then we may just do it.
Spoiler alert: she's gonna live.
She will live. Dang it. You may be right, because this does take place in the past, right?
I think they said.
I think. Who knows? The time stream. Maybe the TVA gets involved.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I thought I saw something that said between Civil War and Infinity War. So, I think we're introducing a new Black Widow, probably.
Oh, Yelena, probably, right?
Probably someone younger who can carry the franchise for another 10 years. Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's why they hire the young ones kids. Yeah, because they want someone who can be in it at least 10 more years.
Decade.
Although if you look at the cast of the Eternals, the actors in it are not quite eternal. Like there's some over 50 people in there. I mean, and they're people I like. I'm not saying, but there's there are no spring chickens. If they're, it's not going to be like the action sequences of the Irishman, with the 80-year-old Robert De Niro playing a 40-year-old De Niro or something, hobbling down the street despite the age reduction technology. But,
oh my God, I didn't bring it out. I wanted to bring it out for the show it on camera for it was my wedding anniversary this weekend. My wife, among other comics, she got me the Eternals omnibus.
Ooh, nice!
The big
happy anniversary.
Thank you. The big hardcover, feels like.
Wait, so that's the Kirby and the 80s one?
Yes,
both,
and like those three issues of Avengers from your favorite eras in there.
Oh yeah, the start. Yeah,
and then there's like a few other ones in there. There's like there was a couple backups from some of those early What Ifs that's in there. Yeah, it's huge, man. I mean, you could seriously do some damage with this thing. It's like the hardcover thing.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm gonna have to look that one up. That's I remember the 80s Eternal series really fondly.
Yeah, I mean,
you had some Simonson covers.
Yeah. I mean, it's 100. Was it like 125? But it's worth it because it's again, it's hardcover. But it's the Jack Kirby series was like 19 issues, and then that one of the years was 12 issues.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was 3 Avengers. Yeah, a bunch of What If backups, and there was like 1 or 2 at least other one shots or something. So yeah, I mean, there's a ton of comics in there.
Wow. So they may have done the from the What If, the Tale of the Uranian Eternals. That of course we reference all the time in Quasar, right? Because that's where the quantum bands ended up.
I think they go into a lot of the history of the But no, I don't know if they do it for all of them. But like I'm still in the Jack Kirby original series, but they put the letter pages in there too.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah.
And I only read a few so far. I just finished issue 5, first page, the appearance of someone near and dear to our hearts, Makari.
Cool.
Yes, Quasar sidekick. Tune into the Quantum Zone for information.
That's right.
Talking to Cersei through like a magic mirror.
Oh yeah, they even reprinted that panel in a letter column of Quasar where he's speaking all groovy speak at the time.
Oh yeah, that's like the whole first page. Yeah, it's like a big splash page. I was like, I remember that panel. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess he has super speed in it, but they also said he likes fast vehicles also. So I guess he's like, I guess so far they're painting him like he's the guy who likes the hot rods too.
Yeah.
That big helmet.
Hey, your wife, sounds like a keeper.
Yeah, 11 years. I guess I'll keep her. Well, married 11 years, yeah. All right, so should we get to these issues tonight?
Yeah, let's try to make sense of them.
Oh, that's right. We left on a cliffhanger last week.
Yeah.
We did.
All right, I think I have short synopses again, so I'll do the short synopses, and then we can discuss some of the issues. All right, so Green Lantern 13. I love John Stewart on the green horse in the...
Yeah.
The title...
He's going to see a man about a horse.
Oh,
and about a horse.
Well, I was going to say that the title is What Xenophobia Means to Me. With that cover, shouldn't have been like in the horse John Stewart rode in on.
Yeah.
From June 1993. Itching ever closer to Emerald Twilight. Of course.
Death of a Nation, it says, is as opposed to Birth of a Nation, since you've a Klansman wearing blue jeans on the front.
So, okay, Will, it says writers, Gerard Jones, and who's this Joe Felice, who, it seems like these last couple, it's like we get Joe Felice, too.
Yeah, I had completely forgotten that, he had help or a co-writer or, somebody working with him on these, and
Oh, so you don't know this guy?
Yeah, I don't know if that person's done any other comics work. I mean, it's almost like I'm seeing the name again for the first time.
Well, there was a link on this page for him. I clicked it. All it says is that's his real name. Job titles. All it says is Green Lantern Mosaic.
So you don't think it's like one of those assumes names, like writer from a different company coming over, doesn't want to
unless they never discover
who it is.
Unless they didn't discover who it was, because all it says is Joe Felice is a writer. Thanks.
How do you spell his last name?
Filice. Yeah, FIL and then ice. Yeah.
Green Lantern was. I'm looking at comics.org. Looks like he did. Green Lantern Mosaic. Looks like Trouble with Girls, which is the Will Jacobs and Gerard Jones were the writers on that. I don't know. He's got a few things in here. Brave and the Bold. The
original.
Yeah, from 74.
Oh, okay.
74, 93, 93, 74.
So the Batman team up book, kids.
The Flash, number 302.
Oh!
Looks like the Flashgrams he wrote. Let me look at that story. Let's see. Dennis Cowan, Mike Barr. Letter. Oh, he had a letter. Okay. He had a letter in those issues, so he didn't actually. He wrote a letter, and his letter was published in the letter column of that issue, and that would have been in the Flash. That would have been October of '81. So, yeah, I guess his only work is Mosaic. Yeah, that's because I see some. Like, I bet you he had a. Yeah, it looks like a letter in Tarzan published. A letter in Justice League of America.
I wonder if he was just a fan or something, and like Gerard Jones is like, "Oh, hey, I like your ideas, kid."
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
So yeah, so it's those two writing: penciler Cully Hamner, inker Dan Panosian, colorist Steve Matson, letterer Albert de Guzman, and editors Kevin Dooley and Eddie Berganza. All right. Again, big synopsis. Moses Rockwell and some aliens conspired to force John to return them to their home planets. Boom.
Yeah, that's that happens, I guess.
Yeah. They left out like the bouquet of eyeballs, the burning down of BJ Video and BQ Auto Parts, all the real creepy double-headed monsters and one that is just a pair of lips with eyeballs.
Yeah,
there's some strange things happening in this. So
it only gets stranger in the next two issues.
Yeah. But this one, there's a lot before we even get any.
Oh yeah,
Green Lantern. Really, it's just like
basically get the origin of Moses Rockwell.
Yeah,
yeah, and we get a song from they're the Amazons, right? But not classic DC Amazons. These are some outer planet Amazon.
Yeah, and they're mad, and they want to mate.
Well, them and a bunch of other aliens trying to figure out how to start a pickup truck.
Thrum. It's gonna be stuck in my head.
Yeah, that was like 2 full pages of the lyrics to this song.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like a page and a half. It's one full page, and then like the bottom of the prior page, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I must say, this issue was very, very wordy.
Yeah.
Which is par for the course.
Yeah.
Hey, word counts. You got way more than your money's worth for this $1.25, kids.
Yeah.
It's dense. It's very dense.
In a good way.
Yeah, and a lot of strange visuals and a bit of strange racist origin stories of what it's like to have a racist white guy. Now he is a speciesist white guy, I guess, but he realizes he has to work with some of the other species to achieve his goal. So they're essentially trying to target John Stewart and go after those closest to him to force their way into getting out of this godforsaken Mosaic.
Oh yeah, they ambush him at the end, man. He thinks that's Rose in bed. It's an Amazon.
Yeah, whack.
Yeah, yeah, big spinning back fists to knock him across the room.
Well, see, the credits in the title are on the last page. It should have been like, "Hey, there's an Amazon in my bed," or something. Something.
Yeah.
Or who's been sleeping in my bed?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, it says written by Gerard Jones, and then with great thanks to Joe Felice. So.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Unless he just I don't know, suggests.
Maybe it's like, I mean, this might be a time. Did they credit I know like in Image in the early 90s they did this a lot, like credit people for plot, but some people for scripts, and some people.
Yeah, but they usually single that out. Script, plot,
right.
Breakdowns, finishes.
Well, that's why I was wondering, like maybe they hadn't started doing that yet, or it wasn't maybe as common in DC. Or I could be wrong.
Maybe it was just something along the lines. Maybe he was just like, "Oh, hey, why don't you do a story about like the KKK and
Well, but doesn't he also answer the letter column instead of the writer?
What, this one?
I think he.
Oh, there's no letter column in this one, so.
Okay. It must be 14 or 15, because I think he answers one of the letter columns, too. So I don't know what that means.
I wonder, maybe, too, if they had gone past 18, maybe he was grooming him to take over this book or something else, or one of the other Green Lantern books, maybe.
Who knows? Anything's possible, I guess.
Maybe he felt the burnout coming, but then they're just like, "Oh, no, we're taking everything away from you."
Right.
Yeah, I gotta get Ron Mars. I'll be like, "Hey, what are you doing in September?" But yeah, like I said, a lot of aliens. Again, just Moses Rockwell's origin.
Apparently, aliens can't drive a stick, so.
No.
But yeah, I find that interesting how where the race is tested. He's forced to work with these aliens to get off the Mosaic.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I wonder if they were setting up Kelly, the kids, she was going to be the main backup, because it seems like.
That's interesting. I wonder if that's going to be one of the things that might be revisited, because I don't think we ever saw the kids again.
I don't think that. I'm trying to
remember.
Mosaic. I haven't read the last 2 or 3. I can't remember if they took those rings off, if we see them take the rings off those kids or no. So, but again, once the central battery blows up, those rings might disappear, or at least go powerless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. And they've since changed. After Rebirth, rings were created by Mogo, weren't they?
I think so. Yeah. And
sent out into
Yeah.
known space.
I just remember after Emerald Twilight, any Green Lantern we saw, they're like, "Oh yeah, man, our power." All of a sudden, we were just powerless. Doesn't matter where Green Lanterns were at; they were just all of a sudden powerless.
Which doesn't make a lot of sense when you think about it, because central power battery broadcasts.
Shouldn't you have at least 24 hours of charge in your ring?
Yeah, or whatever's left in your ring plus whatever's left in your battery, I would think. But I don't know.
Unless Greedy Hal just sucked everything, even through the rings, just sucked up every ounce of power he could.
Yeah.
Damn Hal Jordan. All right, so what do you guys think of this one? Because it's okay, this was a cliffhanger, but we kind of get another cliffhanger.
We do.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's sort of something that maybe it was a bit of ahead of its time, where in terms of how so-called prestige television shows are done, it builds to a point where it's a cliffhanger, and then the next episode is something completely different, and they're taking you along sort of a parallel path that connects to it, and then it's another cliffhanger. So you're just like, okay, all right, well, I need to figure out what's going on about the other thing, and now this thing too. So where's it all going? What's it all mean? And that seems to be a common question throughout the entirety of Mosaic, because there's so much messing with minds happening. Many characters throughout the world. They'll introduce a character that you didn't know of, and they give you the dynamics between these alien races, and so they're weaving a complicated web, and so we're into it. Obviously, we wouldn't be talking about it, years and years later. But so yeah,
it's quite. So yeah, you're right. So much of this seems to take place not necessarily, in the physical world, but in some kind of mindscape or another of John doing something or trying to discover something. I mean, in 14, is it 14?
Yeah.
Chip and Salak show up, or is that 15?
Maybe this is when would this show up near the end? Forget. Flip ahead.
Yeah, Salak as a red horse, which is kind of interesting. Red Pegasus.
Yeah. Multiple chips show up at the end of 14.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Salak as But again, I mean, what we get at the end of Mosaic, I think that's very, very.
Do I need to take my headphones off?
No, that's fine. I think that's a very purposeful that it's very in John Stewart's head. Oh my lord! But yes, if anyone's interested, yes, the aliens in the 13 were the Amazons of Perjuto, Barites, Brain Drainers, Chazalon, Glad Girls, Jonas, Kisser, Moses Rockwell's parents in flashback only, Naomi Rockwell, Peeper, Shug, Tinies, and Trendoid.
The Peepers. Those are the eye guys.
I see you. All right. So anything else on this, or should we get to 14?
No, let's move it over.
Move it on to 14.
14. All right.
14.
All right. Green Lantern Mosaic 14. July 1993. The Sleep of Monsters Produces Reason. That's the title, kids.
Oh, I thought that was the episode summary. Or the issue summary. Yeah.
Nice.
That'd be funny if it was the same exact thing and the title was just the summary. Same writers. Penciler, Luke McDonnell. Inker, Robert Campanella. I think everyone else is the same. So I wonder if... Were we doing rotating artists because this thing was getting close to coming to an end?
That's hard to say.
Because it's like, why put a regular artist on something we know is going to be done in like 4 issues or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember. Does Cully come back to do the last 3? Because I don't think he did 15, did he? I think it was Luke McDonnell on 15 too. Right?
Unless it's a misprint, he's credited on the cover of 15. Let me check real quick. That's what I'm just. I know. Cully Hamner and Chris Hunter did 15. So.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. 15, so maybe they'll finish it out. I don't know. It's been a while since.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Since I read those.
All right. Let's see. Another big synopsis. John Stewart has a dream inspired by Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Boom.
Wow.
Or Day of the Triffids.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of... is it that one or this one?
Yeah.
Is Day of the Triffids a real movie? I have not seen that.
All right.
I've not seen it either. I think it is.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it either. All right, let's do it.
I didn't know if it was a movie that only existed on the Mosaic.
Okay. Let's do our own summary. Okay, the issue opens up with Toby playing a mercenary game of Monopoly.
Are there any other types?
Capitalistic. And then, what are giant grapes start growing all over the Mosaic?
All over the Mosaic.
I am assuming those are supposed to be grapes. I don't know.
Yeah, they kind of look like giant eggplants to me.
Whoa!
Pinkish red plant things. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Day of the Triffids is a 1962 movie based on a novel. And there was a 2009 version of it, too.
Okay.
It looks... Vanessa Redgrave is in it. And Eddie Izzard, Brian Cox, Jason Priestley. Okay. It's kind of got like a mix of respectable and kind of forgotten about actors.
I was going to say, is this a Sharknado of its day?
Maybe.
But oh my lord! But just oh lord, then John Stewart.
You could watch the full movie on YouTube if you really want to.
Okay, it's Sharknado. Okay, but no, John goes out to inspect these eggplants. He's like so round, so firm, and so fully packed. It's like whoa.
He's the guy that squeezes the melons at the grocery store.
2 at a time, buddy. 2 at a time. But I think have we been getting this in every issue now? I'm glad Rose packed all her belly shirts for her trip to Mosaic.
I know.
It's the 90s.
1990.
Bare midriff, right?
I was going to say 1993, man. Yeah. Bunch of belly buttons in comics. Yep. You know, the farmer, the farmer lady. Wearing the tight belly shirts. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Yeah, but in a lot of these, even when like he's not in his own head, doesn't it seem like John Stewart's kind of almost in a trance?
Yeah.
The line is certainly blurred. Like you're not sure, like what is real, what is. I felt like David Lynch was directing this comic sometimes.
Because there seems to be multiple levels of reality. When one of the, we're just calling pink eggplants at this point, busts open, he sees himself, and then suddenly he's there where he saw himself, right? I mean,
he sees himself leaning over a piano.
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting transition, but what the heck's going on, right? I mean, this whole issue is an old timer's looking. He's got the crazy eyes. Okay.
Yeah, and I think the eggplants kind of symbolize something because we see how the different aliens are dealing with them supposedly. Because Tomar's like stunning them, then the Ubermensch are just like burning them.
Yeah, and then the flames start yelling at him. It's the pea. It burns when he pees. Okay. Okay.
Well, no, it's saying it's peeper.
Yeah.
Jeepers creepers, where'd we get this peeper? So yeah, he keeps like just seeing all these aliens. People are getting sick eating the eggplant. But yes, he starts singing and playing the piano. And
and he's not sure if people are getting sick or if people are like potentially getting sick. The kid when he eats them, he's it just tastes like yuck.
Yeah,
and he just wants juice.
Give this kid some juice.
Yeah, I want some juice.
Gimme.
But it turns out he's under Peeper's spell.
Yeah,
back in reality.
Yeah,
because doesn't when he's with Salak, he sees himself in reality.
I think,
and then Salak says but you don't need to go back to reality. You need to go elsewhere to get. You can't get there from here. You got to go somewhere else first.
Well,
I don't know.
well, John says that's reality down there, and Salak says, "No, John, this isn't reality. This is the child's game that you play to keep peace of mind." Oh yeah, he keeps going on. Yeah, what you've lost is the bright and vivid truth of childhood. You settled for a smooth, round reality, but then you bite into it and it tastes like yuck.
Which is a callback, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want the truth or the hero game, John? Oh, they missed such a good opportunity, John. I've always wanted the truth. Salak should have been like, "You can't handle the truth."
Yeah, I think A Few Good Men was out around this time.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it would have been nice tie-in.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Salak just gets Nicholson's face. You can't handle the truth.
Well, then we get all the little chips showing up, which is interesting.
Well, after Salak says, "I kiss your mouth and I blow out chips," it's like, what?
What?
Yeah, that's when all the chips show up.
The triplet girls with all the
what are the
alliterations?
Oh yeah, don't they always want to like stab people and stuff?
Yeah.
Are they the Glad Girls or is that some?
Glad Girls, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's really disturbing, that the subscription page for this
Batman.
Well, yeah, it's a big picture of Batman. It says something dark and mysterious is coming to your mailbox when you subscribe to DC Comics. Is it coming in a brown paper bag too? Chip. Yeah, but then John seems to wake up in the kitchen drinking his coffee again. Oh, he's back to that coffee.
Coffee.
But then he leaves again and he starts walking up steps and sees more chips and stuff. But yeah, once again, written by Gerard Jones, thanks to Joe Felice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chip, you're going to see everyone whose blood is on your hands and learn why you killed them.
And that's really interesting because I feel like Zanchi is pretty much forgotten. That like we don't want to deal with that heavy backstory for Stewart, so we're just gonna forget about it, right? Mm-hmm. But they're tackling it head on in the latest Green Lantern series, which I think is really cool.
And I just saw something in the letters page. We'll discuss it in upcoming weeks. I think it almost seemed to me they had something like a big, return of Sinestro plan that I think they kind of got derailed by Emerald Twilight. It's like, yeah, we'll give you a quickie in 50. That's it.
Yeah.
Because you're right. He does mention it, coming up in Green Lantern. I think he says 45 or something like that.
Well, there it said 39, but
39. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it seemed like they were dropping little subtle hints in it. So I wonder if he had stayed on the book and Emerald Twilight had not happened, would 50 have been the, like a bigger return of Sinestro?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
what if? There should be a what if about Sinestro.
Seriously,
digging
dude.
Back into the archives.
DC, do it. I mean, Marvel X-Men Legends now, they're doing like different, stuff from different X books and different eras and stuff. I mean, they've been doing the 90s so far, but or DC was doing those Tales from the Dark Multiverse. Let's see what would have happened if Emerald Twilight hadn't happened.
Yeah.
Hal Jordan saved the universe by going bad. Oh, can you imagine?
Or what if Hal Jordan had presided over the Mosaic and not John Stewart?
Nice.
Guy Gardner. That would not go so great.
Hal Jordan, there'd be a lot of pregnant aliens, I'll tell you what. All right, so should we get to 15?
You bet.
Yeah.
Under the hood.
Right. Describe the cover. It's a little odd, yeah.
It looks like John Stewart is bashing Hal Jordan's head into an engine block.
Yeah, because the hood's open on some kind of car or truck or something.
Oh boy. Green Lantern Mosaic 15, August 1993. Title: What This Be? DIS. What This Be?
Yeah, we get some punning and playing with language in this one.
Ooh, this is a mess. Yeah. Two pencilers, Kelly Hamner and Chris Hunter. Three inkers, Dan Panosian, Jose Marzan Jr., and Steve George. Colors, Robbie Bush. Then the same letter and editor. So, yeah, three inkers, man. So, were they just like pulling people in and be like, yeah, you just got to get us to 18. Come on.
Got to get this done. We got to get this done. I think in the letter column for the last one, or maybe this one. He talks about the big reveal, and for John, he had planned for like issue 25.
Oh yeah,
right, and so which would be what we're getting,
so
maybe in 17 or 18.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they probably he had to rush it. Yeah.
Yeah, he talks about condensing some of the stuff and leaving some stuff out, and not having certain issues where it's just more touring the Mosaic or something. I think that may have been this letter's column, or it may have been the last one. I can't remember for sure.
Okay, I've got a big long synopsis here. So you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. John meets Chip and others in his dream.
Wow.
And,
we don't even name the other people. He just meets Chip and others.
I mean, there's a list of people here, but yeah, the synopsis says Chip and others. Yeah, because it says Hal Jordan in dream sequence only, Sinestro in dream sequence only, Chip, Predator, Star Sapphire, Priest, Old Timer, Cat Matui, Roy Stewart, population of Zanchi.
That's a lot of others, I guess.
That's a lot of others.
4 billion, I think, is what they said. Give or take.
So yeah, it opens with John waking up on that highway where Chip got killed, and we see all the Chips get killed again by a glider truck.
Yeah. They all get smashed on the grill. All of them just smack, 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 smack.
Glider instead of ride. Oh, and it starts with GL. Oh. And it's the old timer driving the truck, of course. So what do you think of this, Will, when he was like, oh, hey, we're going to do a hard traveling hero, just like how did with Ganthet, Hal and Oliver Queen.
Yeah, and he talks about the different races. Oh, it's just more of the same. The old timers just so unfazed by it all.
And I think John's like starting to see through it, because he's like, you're a billion-year-old Malthusian, and but you're talking to me in references to the popular culture I grew up in.
Yeah.
What does that tell you, John? Nothing.
Nothing.
I love he hands him a map. This guy, do I got to draw you a map?
Yeah.
Oh, and I love that the map makes a reference to the map in the previous issue or a couple issues ago. Because it's, what does it say? It says attach and
clip and save.
Use for reference.
Clip and save, yeah.
That's great.
And he goes over the whole Zanchi thing.
And of course, glider trucks, not rider trucks, of course. No pre-endorsement deals.
And it starts with GL.
Yeah.
Yes. And the Enlightenment thing, it looks suspiciously like Dalsim of Street Fighter 2, which was pretty popular back then.
But yeah.
Finish him!
That's Mortal Kombat. Come on, you don't have a yoga flame button ready to go because you knew I was going to bring up a Dalsim reference.
Game over.
Fix it in post. No.
Yeah.
I love how they see Priest and then like the old timer just runs him over.
Splat, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Cyborg Superman's just choking Superboy.
Yeah, there we go.
We'll get the reign of Superman eventually, kids.
Yeah, we get there. We get there.
John just yelling, old timer, I tried to stop you. Then he morphs into his Grandpa Roy. Then he sees Hal. Shut up, Hal. Your heroic philosophy doesn't work here.
Throws him into the fire. Holds him there until he's somebody else.
Sinestro.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be a naughty baby. Gershwin again? Oh, yeah. What about that double splash pant?
Yeah.
John versus Star Sapphire and the Predator, who we're going to get to in a few weeks here.
Yeah. Doesn't look like the Predator from the movie.
No.
Oh, just wait till we get to issue 42, because you know what they were doing when they bring in Deathstroke so they could do the Predator versus the Terminator.
Yeah, somebody had to have made that connection.
I mean, I guess it works for the trippy nature of this issue, but just like, since we have more than one artist and inker on here, like the art style kind of shifts every so often.
Yeah, and you're right. It makes sense because kind of reality shifts around.
Yeah.
Underneath John, throughout last issue and this issue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think that's the reason they did it, but it works.
But it works, yeah. I'm just going to go with it. Let's just go with it.
Yeah. It was probably an editorial decision. I don't know. Maybe. Especially if they were running low on issues that they know are coming out, so they kind of use it as a testing ground for other artists, possibly.
And again,
who knows? This is all me speculating.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure.
Well, I just wonder how high a priority a book is. Like, if you know the end point, like they know it's coming in like 3 issues or so. It's like, is it just like, oh, we need somebody just to get us there because we know we're putting out 18 no matter what?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, it's 28 years ago. Who knows?
Exactly. I'm just saying, we don't have to put our number one guy artist on this because, it'd be nice, but.
Yeah.
So then him and Chip are walking up and down the road.
Yeah, this is like comically bizarre in some ways. It's like, how long have you been walking for? Twice as long as you've existed in the world, or twice as long as you've been alive, or something. I don't know. Oh, okay, Chip, thanks.
But I got to get back. Oh, only a few microseconds have passed in reality. Whatever. Okay.
But no, at the bottom of page 17, what about when he's like, that's why my unconscious took control of the old-timer's shattered mind when he tried to commune with me in his solitude on Oa. That's why I created the Mosaic.
That sounds like it's a big deal.
You think? I mean, they gave it its own panel. That's why I created the Mosaic. That's why. Oh, next page. That's why I brought Sinestro out of the Lantern, isn't it? He didn't have the power just to pop out and take me over. I had to drag him out with all the power of my ring.
And use his control.
But then when I was strong enough, when I began to take on too much of his will, I tossed him out. Just used him.
Got rid of him.
Yeah. Then everything crumbles, and he's like, looks like he's underground in a cave. And who does he meet? Oh, his dead, naked wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Katma. She's the one saying you have to go back to the Mosaic to prevent and ensure its destruction.
Which is a pretty standard Mosaic sentence, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
What is the sound of one hand clapping? So, any thoughts?
Yeah, Matt Kona, what do you think of the Mosaic so far?
Well, it's oof. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot going on. We're reading it with retrospect. I'm reading it for the first time. I've not yet read ahead. I can't imagine. I mean, maybe it was too much for like the monthly spinner rack reader to pick up. Maybe it might have been too confusing. So that's why maybe the sales reflected in a negative way. I don't have any of the numbers in front of me, but I'm sure that when they cancel a series, it's largely a financial thing, especially if they're taking time in the letters page to deny that they're being canceled one issue, and then the next issue be like, well, I guess we're going to wrap things up. So,
I mean, I think
Emerald. Is it too? It might be. It's just like a too ahead of its time, or too heady in some ways. Yes.
I mean, I think Emerald Twilight had something to do with that, but the sales probably weren't here just because that's why they did the whole Emerald Twilight things, because they said the sales on the main book weren't good. So, I mean, if the sales on the main book weren't good, who's picking up,
Yeah, spin-off.
If you're not picking up Green Lantern, who's picking up Green Lantern Mosaic?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, plus, I really think that the relationship between the writer and the editor had really started to deteriorate by this point. And the writer was burning out. I mean, 6 books a month, whatever he was writing, it was
Well, yeah, Green Lantern. Yeah.
Green Lanterns, all 3 Green Lantern titles.
Justice League Europe.
Justice League Europe. Wonder Man was going on at this time, I think, over at Marvel. Plus contributing to Green Lantern Corps Quarterly.
Yeah. Oh, wait, 93. So he's writing Wonder Man. So he might, I mean, this was June, July, August. I mean, if they weren't in the middle of it, I mean, they were gearing up for Operation Galactic Storm too, weren't they?
Probably, yeah.
Was that 92 or 93? But I mean, yeah.
A second, I will check.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I mean, Wonder Man's a big thing, but yeah, I mean, he's going into this big crossover, and another part of it too is he was just like, yeah, so maybe I'll just go to Marvel.
Certainly a possibility.
Come on, the man who runs the Quasar website doesn't know what month's Operation Galactic Storm was.
I'm a slacker. What can I say?
You know, with Rick Jones on the cover. Come on. Here we go. I'm gonna beat you. Oh, the cover of Wonder Man #7 was March 1992. So no, Operation Galactic Storm was done.
Yeah, it was done. But Infinity War was going on, I think, around this time.
Oh yeah, that's right. Adam Warlock.
Yeah, Adam Warlock.
Yeah, kids, we don't like. Listen to the Quantum Zone. We don't like Adam Warlock.
No.
He's a tool. All right. Well, it's almost Matt Kona's bedtime. So, any other thoughts on these?
No, my mind is scrambled as a result of my time in Mosaic.
I was going to say, yes, Matt Kona's going back to the office now these days, yeah.
Yeah.
His brain has been mosaiced. It's now a verb.
It's a strange piece of fruit with me sleeping on a piano in the center of it.
Okay.
Just muttering strange things.
The yin to Darkhawk's yang.
Yeah.
Thrum, 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 thrum.
Peepers.
Oh, Matt, have you read the latest Green Lantern series #3? I know #4 is coming out soon, but
Yeah. Yes, I have.
so you did see that our favorite Gnort of Gnut made an appearance in it.
Oh yeah, and he's like a jacked Gnort, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hanging with Salak in the
Yeah, of course. I was excited.
He hasn't had anything to do but just hang out in the gym, man.
Yeah.
I wonder if he gave Salak his phone.
Ah.
He gave him his
He gave me his bone.
He gives me his bone. Slow down. We need this for drops.
All right.
Melted Guy Gardner's heart.
Oh, wow. All right. So, yeah, we'll get back to the Mosaic. Not until episode 32, kids. So, yes, 2 issues before you know what. So. But in the meantime, yes, next week we'll be covering Green Lantern 37 and Guy Gardner 5 through 7.
Cool.
So you'll get your Hal Jordan, Will, because yes, Green Lantern 37. I don't know if you remember the Super Bowl issue, but also Hal Jordan shows up in that Guy Gardner. It's the rematch, kids.
I was at a comic book convention this past weekend, and I found a couple of random books in a dollar bin that were all autographed, including Guy Gardner Warrior #38. And the autograph was addressed to someone named Colin. So if any of you listeners are named Colin and you want that issue, I will sell it to you. No, I'll mail it to you.
All right, since we're covering it next week, I need some kind of contest or some task for these people because I have an extra copy of Guy Gardner 6.
Okay. Yeah.
So, need to
We'll check our social media. Maybe we'll have thought of one by then.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. But yeah, send your thoughts but send your thoughts on that, on the Mosaic. Like I said, we'll get back to that in a few weeks, closer to Emerald Twilight. Email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And as Matt Kona said, keep your eye on our social media. You can find links to our Facebook and our Twitter, along with links to all of our shows, links to this YouTube channel. see that pretty boy Matt Kona. Links to the Patreon, links to merch, all in one place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. Oh yes, Sector 2814 is on Facebook, Twitter. Also join our Facebook fan group, The Book of Oa. But yeah, just find everything at Linktree, linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. And remember, support Southgate Media Group. Go to southgatemediagroup.com. Check out the Southgate Media Group, Twitter, or no, not Twitter, the Patreon. So check out Capes and Lunatics Patreon, then Southgate Media Group Patreon. And pick up Pod Life the book, now in digital and paperback. Learn all about podcasting and pick up the book on Amazon. And when you do, use the link for Southgate Media Group right down there in the show notes. Help us support this show, the network, and that big peeper himself, Rob Master Doom Southgate.
Make it rain, so says Master Doom. Mark my words.
All right, Matt Kona, where can people find you and pictures of you at conventions? And
oh yeah, I got some ones to post. I'm at Matt Kona, MatTKona, Instagram, mostly, sometimes Twitter, primarily Instagram. That's it for me.
Suck it, Lilith. See you later, bunkies.
All right, Will Allred, Master of the Quantum Zone. Where can people find you and Crossover Division?
You can find Crossover Division at crossoverdivision.com, and we currently have the Kickstarter for number 2 running. So if you go to crossoverdivision.com/KS, that'll take you right to the Kickstarter. And this is the cover for number 1, which is available as part of the Kickstarter as well.
Yes.
And Diary of Night, which is not doing a Kickstarter right now, but it's a really cool book that if you're interested in, diaryofnight.com. And obviously our listeners have discerning taste, so they obviously love Quasar. And if you want to find out more about Quasar, you can always check out the Quantum Zone at quantumzone.org.
I'll put it in my navel.
You can also scroll down and listen to the Quantum Zone annual we just did.
That's right, which was a lot of fun.
I hope it's going somewhere nice.
All right, kids. Again, join us next time for Green Lantern 37 and Guy Gardner 527. And keep your eyes peeled to the social media. We'll give away Guy Gardner number 6. That's how you could slugging Hal Jordan in the head. In Vegas. When guys like this.
What happens in Vegas?
Oh.
Sorry, I had to go there.
What happens in your face today? All right, kids, join us next time. And remember, do not eat the strange eggplants.
I am Connor from the House of L.
And I am Ray from the House of Zod.
We are two of the many survivors of Krypton's destruction, and we have made our home in Australia, and dare I say, have become Australians, for better or worse. But we have also decided to read Superman comics, read Superman books, watch Superman shows, cartoons, movies, basically everything Superman, and from an Australian perspective as well. Whether you're a seasoned fan, like me,
or whether you are coming in fresh, wide-eyed and wanting to learn more like me, then this podcast is for you. Join us for our bi-weekly adventures available on all good podcast catchers.
So just search for Last Sons of Krypton, a Superman podcast. We'll be coming to you from Australia or some cosmic dimension, wherever we are that week. Up,
and away.